We're back for the third part in the series where we are trying to determine the best wrestler in WWE today. I'm recording this video at about 9 o'clock at night, so apologies if the lighting looks a little bit weird and different to my other videos, but I have no ambient lighting from the windows outside to really enhance it. Apologies for that. If you're new to this series, what are you doing starting on part 3? Go back and watch part 1. But essentially what we are doing is we are getting a list of every wrestler in WWE, putting them on a randomizer wheel, spinning it, and we are making a blind ranked top 10 list where we are putting someone at a position we feel they are in and hoping that that is where they belong. Oftentimes not. Oftentimes we get someone awesome in last place or someone pretty terrible in first place. We'll see how it is this time. After the blind ranking, we do go through and make some adjustments to see where everyone actually belongs, because the person who ends up in first place at the end of the video is going on to the finals, where they are going to meet 12 other wrestlers from WWE to determine who is the best wrestler going today. Already through to the finals, Finn Balor from part 1, LA Knight from part 2. Let's see who joins them in this part. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and all the support you're giving me in these videos means absolute world to me. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, the engagement that really helps a new channel like mine to thrive. With all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I am Isaiah from Hot Tag Wrestling, and let's go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, let's see who we got up first on the wheel. I always forget to turn my volume off. I'm so sorry about that. Absolute rookie mistake. We got Tommaso Ciampa. Now, this is one of the contenders. We talked about him in the past, like with Tyler Bate, where if you're ranking them based on an entire career retrospective, they're going to be much higher than they actually are. Because Tommaso Ciampa at one point was one of the best on the planet when he was in NXT in whatever 2017, 2018, when he was doing his heel champ run at the top, and he had Goldie with him. All incredible stuff. Nowadays, he is just sort of a tag team guy. I don't think he really has a fleshed out character other than just being in a tag team with Johnny Gargano. I felt like they were going for something interesting with him being sort of the hard-nosed tough guy and Johnny being the little sort of weasel of the group, but it's just it's not really there. Similar to what I said with Chris Sabin in the last video, the SmackDown tag division really should be great. It should be akin to the SmackDown 6 back in 0203, but really it's sort of just a lot of teams floundering and just having matches that don't have a lot of heat, and that's where Tommaso is currently. I put Chris Sabin at 6, and Tommaso Ciampa's honestly probably on the same level. I do like him more than Chris Sabin, though. I'm going to put Tommaso at 5. And that might be a little too high as we get later in the video. And there's some, more popular names that start popping up. But I really like him. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. Super hard hitting. A lot of personality. Just not booked particularly strong. So I think 5 is pretty good for him. Pete? Yeah, Pete. Another one who fantastic at one point, an incredible, one of the best wrestlers in the company, now not used. He's going to go below Ciampa just because he's used less effectively than Ciampa, and when he is put on screen, when he's in the ring, he can usually find greatness with an opponent. I loved he got a couple matches with Penta at the beginning of this year on Raw, but other than that, not a lot going on. And really outside of the ring, when he's on the mic, when he's doing backstage stuff, it's just not very entertaining. He's not really given a lot to work with. I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to put him at 7. And that sucks because Pete Dunne is really good. He deserves to be above 7. He has the ability to be above 7, but right now, the booking's just not behind him. He doesn't have a story. He's barely being used on TV at all if it's not under a mask. Otis is next. Otis is really funny. That's what he's got going for him. Not particularly great in the ring. He was great when he was with Heavy Machinery, but now being sort of the undercard clown with Tozawa and Maxine Dupree, not a lot to him. And he doesn't really get as much time now on TV to express his character like he was doing when he was in the Chad Gable American Alpha storyline. In 2025, Otis is just not really that much of a concern unless they're feeding him to someone like Rusev to sort of beef him up a little bit. And when he is put in that position, he's not necessarily going to have some great match in the ring unless he can get a few comedy spots in there. So I'm going to put him at 8 or 9. I think he's going to go. You know what? When he is on screen, he can be pretty entertaining. So I'm going to put him at 8, just below Pete Dunne. Once again, should be higher. All the talent in the world. Very sad to find him that low. Penta. Penta's a tricky one because a lot of people like Penta, booked very, very strong. I'm not the biggest fan of his work per se. He's above Ciampa for sure. Does he go above 4? Because his in-ring work isn't really as strong as it was in AEW or when he was in Lucha Underground or even back when he was in, PWG or on the American Indies. I haven't seen a lot of his work in Mexico. That's why I bring that up. It's just not as consistent. It's a little sloppier. The connection on a lot of moves isn't really there. But he's very charismatic, put in spots where he can have some great matches. I'm gonna put him at 4. I think 4 is fair. Because I'm not as high as him on most people are. But he's very good. He's very fun. A lot of fun. That's what I'll say about Penta. Maybe not great. A lot of fun every time he is out there. We're going just to the same spot every time. The last 4 have been in the same spot. Piper. Piper's tough, man. Because once again, I feel like I keep saying this for people. All talent in the world, just not properly utilized. I can't put Piper above Penta. I don't think I can, even though I think she might honestly be a little bit of a better wrestler than Penta. She is used in a comedy role for Chelsea Green's Secret Service. So I'm going to put Piper at 6. And that's really pigeonholing me because now I only have 9, 10, 1, 2, and 3 left. Love Piper, just not properly utilized on WWE. So hopefully we get someone really good or really bad next. So Ruca, yeah, I'm not upset about putting her low. I don't really love her. Just because I don't really see the finished product yet. She's obviously very athletic. And maybe my opinions of her are just painted by a couple outings I've seen her have. The first match I ever saw her have was against Kalani Jordan at TakeOver, and it was a match that was heavily criticized for just being a gymnastics exhibition rather than being a great match. And I feel like I go into every single one of her matches with that mindset. So I'm probably lower on her than I should be if I was watching her on a week-to-week basis. But I'm not. I don't watch NXT on a weekly basis. But she's not bad. She does a lot of good stuff in the ring. Soul Snatcher's a really cool finisher. One of the biggest pops at Evolution when she hit it on, I think, Charlotte Flair. So I'm going to put her at 9. Honestly, if we weren't doing a blind ranking, she might go a little bit higher than 9. But for right now, I can't put her in the 1, 2, or 3 position, so she's got to go in 9. And hopefully we start getting some real good people. Naomi, hey, I'll put Naomi at 3. I'm not upset about that. She recently out of action because of a pregnancy. But before that, I was really getting into some of her character work. And I was never a fan of Naomi. I never thought that she was that good in the ring, both in her first WWE run as well as her time as Trinity in TNA. And then when she came back. But ever since winning Money in the Bank, I've really loved her. I loved a lot of her in-ring work and her character work especially. So Naomi being above Penta at number 3, I think is actually justified. Even if this wasn't a blind ranking, I would probably put her above Penta because I don't think she's as good as a worker as Penta, but I'm much more invested in her character, and I'm more excited to see her each week than I am Penta. Grab a little bit of water while this thing's spinning. Easy 10. Easy 10. Honestly, thank thank God he came up, because if there's anyone in the company who deserves to be number 10, it is him. I've been a big detractor of his, sorry, for a long time. I remember the first G1 Climax I ever watched was G1 Climax 33, when they had, instead of 20 people, they had 32. They had 4 blocks of 8, and Tongaloa was in one of them, and it was the first time I'd ever really seen him wrestle outside of being Camacho in his early WWE run. And he was just terrible. He was absolutely one of the worst parts of the tournament. I've sort of had this long, lingering dislike of him since then. And then he's come to WWE, and his gimmick has sort of been, I'm garbage and I botch everything. And I don't think that was the original intention, but that's where we're at now. So I don't think I've ever seen anything I liked out of him. So yeah, that's an easy 10. Thank you, Tongaloa. I could probably make a whole video just ripping on why I don't like Tongaloa. Thank God he came up. All right. Oh, stay on Alexa. Now it's Angel Garza. I'm gonna put him at 2 because he's not a 1, and hopefully I'm gonna get someone a little bit better for the number 1 position. But Angel Garza is actually great in NXT. So entertaining. I remember when he was part of the breakout tournament. I think that might have been the one where ACH won. So entertaining in that first outing. And when he became cruiserweight champion shortly after that, and he was just like one of the guys on the roster who's always going to have a really, really entertaining match every single week whenever you put him out there. Not properly utilized now, of course, in the tag division. Actually, I think he could be a great tag wrestler because he's got this high octane offense, especially teaming with Humberto, now Berto, I suppose. Really, really great stuff. Endless charisma, too, that I feel like is not tapped into enough in the SmackDown tag division. If you were to give him a mic or really let him express this sort of Lothario, womanizer character he was going for in NXT, he could really, really get some good heat for his team. But they're just not doing that. So, number 2, not far off from where I would put him if I wasn't doing a blind ranking. Maybe not the exact position. I'll put Naomi and Penta above him, but I'm not upset with him at number 2. Hopefully we get someone good at number 1. One of the greats, hopefully, to really seal out this list. There you go. There you go. That's an easy number 1. Liv Morgan, a number 1 all day long. Like, I don't mean to spoil the end of this video. She's going to the finals. Absolutely incredible. The turnaround that Liv Morgan has had in the past 3 years, unbelievable. She has become so great. And I think it's all confidence because all of the pieces for her greatness were always there. And she always had these supporters online. But over the past couple years, she's just gained that confidence to be a top main event star, someone who people legitimately come out to see. And just her progression, both on the mic, as a character, as part of the Judgment Day, as an in-ring technician who can carry people to great matches, which was never something you would say about Liv Morgan when she first debuted as part of the Riot Squad, or when she was SmackDown Women's Champ, or when she was feuding with Ronda Rousey. Never would you say that about Liv Morgan. She can carry a feud. She can carry a match. She can carry a whole show. Her being out of Evolution this year, huge disappointment. Huge disappointment to hear she got injured. To see her injury on Raw. Hope she gets better soon. She is going to be the biggest star in the women's division when she gets back. So yeah, I'm very happy with Liv Morgan being number 1. And she is going to stay there. Some other people are going to move, though. So let's start with Tongaloa, number 10. Good. That's good for me. Um, I'm gonna swap Sol Ruca and Otis. So I'm gonna put Otis at number 9 and Sol Ruca at number 8. I'm gonna keep Pete Dunne where he is. I feel like he is a better wrestler than most people and probably anyone else on this list. His character is absolutely terrible, so I cannot get invested. I could not care when Pete Dunne shows up on screen. Piper, I like, very, very entertaining. I'm gonna swap Piper and Ciampa because I feel like Piper is, as the Secret Service, as a member of the Secret Service, in a more entertaining gimmick right now, and she's doing a really good job about maximizing her minutes when she's on TV and really getting everything out, which is something I can't necessarily say about Ciampa. So I'm gonna move Piper up to 5 and Ciampa down to 6. Then I'm gonna move Angel down to 4 and bump Penta and Naomi up. So Naomi's now number 2, Penta's 3, Angel's 4. Excuse me. And then Liv Morgan's my number 1. Absolutely. I think that's a great list. So we got Tonga Lower at number 10, then Otis, Sol Ruca, Pete Dunne, Tommaso Ciampa, Piper Niven at 5, Angel at 4, Penta at 3, Naomi at 2, Liv Morgan at number 1. She's going on to the finals where she'll meet Finn Balor, LA Knight, and 10 other wrestlers as yet to be decided to determine who is the best wrestler in WWE today. Liv Morgan's through the finals. Absolutely deserved. I was so happy when I saw her name come up in the number 1 position. She's one of the front runners for best wrestler in WWE right now, but she's got stiff competition. She's going up against Finn Balor and LA Knight in the finals. We got 10 other people who we need to get there, and we'll see who they are over the coming days and weeks. If you guys like the video, let me know down in the comments. Did I make the right decision by pushing Liv Morgan forward? Unequivocally, I can say yes. On other videos, a little bit more debate. On this one, I think there's no competition. But maybe you think Naomi deserved to go ahead of her. There's a lot of Penta fans out there. I'm a little bit of a low guy on Penta. Let me know if you think he should have gone above Liv Morgan instead. What would your list have been? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're there, subscribe, leave a like, all the stuff that really, really helps a new channel like mine to thrive. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm really, really enjoying making it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I hope there's someone out there who likes going on this journey with me. I've been Isaiah from Hot Tag Wrestling. I want to thank you guys so, so much for watching, and I will see you next time.